Hello everyone, in today's video I'll build the entire water section which goes right at the very front of the Lego city. So without further ado, let's get started. Now I'm firstly adding in a layer of medium Acer plates to get that nice transition between the shallow water and the deeper ocean. But now that that's done, let me quickly show you the plan I have for the ocean. So if you think that this 4x8 plate is the entire ocean, have I already added in the white layer of plates closest to the shore, followed by the medium Acer. But next, I've done something sort of idiotic, by choosing to add 1x1 trans light blue plates for the next layer. And then for the last part, I'm using 1x2 trans dark blue plates. The idiotic part is that it's just so many pieces, which take both time and money. So here I have 4 relatively big boxes, all filled to the brim with about 10,000 pieces in total. And I'm going to use them all in this episode. So the first one is filled with the 1x1 trans light blue round plates, and the second one with the 1x2 trans dark blue plates. So now let's get to placing those down. Or well, I'm first adding in a little border to keep the nice look around the edges and get a feel for the scale of this project. But now we can finally start on the real building. Yeah, this is gonna take a while, so let's get a time lapse going. Now, this here is something I've been looking forward to doing for a long time, since I ordered these pieces all the way back in the beginning of December 2023. So these pieces have just been sitting in my collection collecting dust for the longest time. But by placing down all these pieces, have I sort of understood that it's maybe not as fun as I thought it would be and was hoping for. But still, the end result is definitely worth the effort. The price tag though, maybe not as much. But you'll see and can make up your own mind at the end of the video. Now that that's done, I think it's starting to look quite cool, with all the trans light blue plates placed down. I also added some outside of the general area they are placed to try and smooth out the transition, just a little bit. But let's move over to the next bunch, the trans dark blue plates. So I'm placing these pieces in a staggered pattern to create a bit more stability and make sure that all the base plates are connected. And with that, it's just to keep placing them down, piece by piece. And well, going back to my original plan for the city, I'm starting to be quite excited about where it is going. And I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because after this, is it only the upper platform left? And there I've already built most of the buildings needed. So it maybe seems the end is far away, but in reality, is it way closer than it seems. But I think the end of this city will be a bit of a bittersweet moment, as I'm looking forward to see the end result, while I'll also be missing the countless hours I've spent building it. I also have a bit of a time limit on me, as my plan is to move out after the summer and start studying on a university. And I don't want to leave a half-finished city behind me at home. So this means I only have a few more months to build before I move out and the building comes to a halt. Anyway, the plates are now all placed at the correct locations, but they're not placed all the way down. So let's listen in on me placing them the last part of the way down. I think that stuff is so satisfying. Anyway, the pieces I'm placing down now are the beginning of some waves, and I'm trying to make it realistic by thinking of where the waves would be in real life. So I'm adding in some waves around the pillars and boats, as well as randomly in the water. Now that that layer is finally placed down, is it almost finished. And I think it's looking quite good, with the transparent plates and... Yeah, okay, no. Of course, this is not finished. This is not quite what I was looking for, and as you probably saw in the thumbnail, I'm adding in a layer of tiles on top of the plates. So let's go back to the plan I made earlier. So this is how the water looks currently in my city. But I'm also going to add in 1x2 tiles in trans light blue and trans dark blue, which is going to finish the look and give it a smooth surface. So let's go ahead and open the last 2 boxes filled with the tiles and start placing them down in the city. So I'm starting with the trans light blue tiles over at this end of the tables, and as said earlier, I'm laying them in a staggered pattern. This both gives extra structural stability, as well as I think it adds quite a nice detail to it all. And oh my, did this stuff take a long time. I really thought it would go faster, and maybe be a bit more comfortable for my back. But no, it's not. However, it's fine. I think it's worth it. But the time it took to place down all the tiles is partially why this video has taken me so much time to make. As well as I don't really have all that much free time myself. And I'm not able to prioritize building Lego and making videos. So I hope you can forgive me for breaking the promise I made in episode 6 about making a video every second week. I cannot promise anything, but I'll try my best at uploading more frequently. But with exams just around the corner, is that a bit unlikely. But I can also try my hand at making other types of videos that is a bit shorter and needs less effort from my side, like mock reviews and such, so you can get more videos if that's something you are interested in. Anyway, now the trans light blue tiles are empty, and I'm still missing a few, but that will be ordered at some point. But for now, it's done, and I can move over to the trans dark blue tiles. So I'm starting in the harbor area, I guess you can call it, and it's just the same stuff as before, with placing down the tiles, tile by tile, layer by layer. But I hope you can agree that the time lapses are quite satisfying, but are maybe getting a bit old and repetitive at this point. But it's not long until it's done. However, in the meantime, can we try to enjoy the satisfying time lapses created through hours of building. Now that is done, and something I was not expecting has come up, because the base plates are starting to flex and bend. I'm not 100% sure why, but I think it's because bricks and plates are slightly smaller than one stud. This difference is very small, but when you get this over 5 base plates, well, the differences add up and become significant enough to bend the plates. This is also what makes you able to bend a long row of 1x2 bricks to a circle, even though they are built using just normal bricks. At least that's what I think is happening. But anyway, let's add in the last few details, starting with some waves. Currently, this is just a bit of an experiment, and I'm hoping to figure out how I want to have it and add in some more waves later. Currently, I have 3 different designs. I have smaller waves using trans clear plates that I also use around the beach and the different boats and other structures. I have a wave using 1x1 slopes in trans light blue, and have the larger waves, built using trans blue and trans clear plates. And these 3 represent different stages of the waves and different sizes to get in some variety. But my mind is not settled, so if you have a good idea, make sure to share it with me in the comments below. But now that the waves are done, let's place in the last few details. We're starting by removing one of the water jets and place it in the water. Next, a little dolphin and a person diving into the water. Now let's add my 2 custom boats. The second one is a Askeladden C78. And if you want to, have I made instructions for both, check link in the description. Now let's add in this little dock I made for the harbor area with this guy fishing at the end of it. And with that, is it finally finished. I have to say, I'm really happy with it. And I physically can't say anything else, because I've spent way too much on it. But honestly, I love it. And I'm happy that I decided to go all out on the water, as I'm just used to the normal and boring blue base plates. But before you leave, let me show you the before and after picture. So here we have the before with the blue base plates and no life, compared to the after picture with the different watercolors and some life on the top. Anyway, that's all I had for today's video. In the next one, we'll start on building the top of the city and placing buildings and roads. So you don't want to miss that. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.